Okay, so it is Monday morning, the week is fresh, and actually, this is the last week of the month, which means this week is a little more packed than usual. At Metricool, we manage social media across a bunch of different platforms and languages. And as a social media manager here, my week looks very different depending on the day and on where we are in the month. In this video, I'm going to take you through exactly what a full week looks for me. What I do every single day, what happens once a week, and what only comes around at the end of the month, like today. And I use Metricool for basically all of it. So you're going to see a lot of that. Come along, let's get into it. Mondays are full for me, like genuinely full. But I kind of love them because of it. First thing I always do before anything else is make my coffee, open Slack and email, check the inbox in Metricool to go through any comments or messages that came in over the weekend. Everything comes in here. Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all in one place. I go through it, respond it, or flag anything that needs more thought. And I genuinely love this part because every account has its own personality. So I'm switching between tones as I go. I can be playful on TikTok and more considered on LinkedIn. And I think that this is the stuff that actually builds a community over time. And I think it's a part that a lot of people skip. And once the inbox is ready, I'll do my weekly reading. I'll go through the Metricool newsletter, which, by the way, is packed with industry insights, social media tips, and real examples of what brands, small business, and creators are doing out there. And then I'll watch something else from the industry, a YouTube video, or see the social media news from the week. And because this is the last day of the month, I also do my big ideation blog for next month. 3 things, literally all back to back. First, I read the study Metricool published. We put out research on social media benchmarks and platform trends pretty regularly, and this is where a lot of our content ideas actually come from. Second, I go through the product roadmap, upcoming features, things that are about to launch, or things we want to start building awareness around. And that fits directly into what we'll post next month. And third, this is the one that I look forward to the most. I open Metricool Studio and ask it to pull the top posts from last month across all our accounts and give me content suggestions for next month based on what actually worked. I'll take them and use them as the starting point for the content calendar we're building this week. I'll be honest, the first time that I used it, I was like, okay, this just saved me a solid hour of digging. I basically use it every day at this point. Today, I'm using it for the monthly ideation block, but it comes up in some form every single day. Okay, it's Tuesday and I am at my favorite spot to get work done. The first thing I need to do today is add a person to Metricool because we have a new coworker. It takes maybe 2 minutes. You add their email, set their role, and which accounts they can access, and done. And then I have a sync with the design team. We go through feedback on what we have, align on the visual plan for the month, and talk through what still needs to get made. After that, I build out next month's content calendar. I actually use Metricool's CSV free template for this. It's in the description if you want to use it. It has everything: your strategy, your content pillars, posting frequency, and the full calendar. I fill it all in, and by the end of Tuesday, boom, it's ready to upload. And then the afternoon is for recording content, filming, being on camera, the actual creative stuff. And I feel like this is the part that doesn't show up in these kinds of videos because it's less systematic and more creative. But it's honestly a big chunk of my Tuesday, and I think it's worth sharing because I feel like it can also be a big part of someone's job. Today is a mix of reviewing and scheduling everything for next month. First, I check out our SmartLinks. It's the link in bio inside Metricool, so all the data lives in the same place as everything else. I look at how many visits we got, which links got clicked, which ones nobody's touching, and I update anything as needed. And what I love about this is that it doubles as content research. If one link is getting way more clicks than everything else, that's our audience telling us what they want more of. So I'll note that and bring it into the ideation meeting for next month. And then I have the big one, the calendar upload. I take the template I finished yesterday, export it as a CSV, and I import it directly into Metricool. And once everything is in, I'll go through the video posts and add trending sounds. In here, Metricool shows me what's trending right now on TikTok and on Instagram. And then I add it directly into the post. And if I want to move something to a better time slot, I just drag it in the calendar. You can see the best times per platforms right there, so it's easy to adjust without rebuilding anything. And that's it. A full month of content scheduled, adjusted, done. And everything in less than an hour. Inbox done. And now I just scroll. TikTok, Instagram, seeing what's blowing up in our niche, what formats are getting traction, and what topics keep showing up. And sometimes I spot something that I want to jump on before that window closes. We actually have a meme template in Canva for exactly this. So when something clicks, I open Canva, adjust my meme, and then I open it into Metricool. I pull the design straight into the calendar, write the caption with the AI assistant, and send it for a review. So my lead gets a notification, checks it, and approves it before it goes live. And in here, nothing goes out without a second pair of eyes. Also, once a month, at least I do a competitor benchmark. And I use Cloud and Metricool's MCP for this. You literally connect them once, and from that point on, you just talk to it naturally. So I'll ask something like, based on our Instagram performance this month and our competitors in Metricool, what formats are working for them that we're not doing, and where are we actually winning? And because it has access to our Metricool data and whatever extra I've given it, and that could be your strategy or our goals for the quarter, it gives me something that I can actually work with. And then that goes straight into my notes for Monday's ideation. Okay, it is Friday. I love Fridays. And this one specifically. It's the last one of the month and sun is finally out with a warm weather. And I am hopping off early today. I'll maybe go for a walk, sit outside, read something. I mean, summer is starting and I am taking full advantage of it. But first, I need to wrap this month up. First, I open Metricool Studio in guided mode and I select the brand, the networks, the time period, and the type of analysis. And then it builds the full report. There's an executive summary at the top for anyone who doesn't want to go deep into the numbers. Then a full breakdown by platform, charts, top posts, what drove reach, where we lost engagement, and at the bottom, it gives you specific recommendations. I go through it, take notes, and I copy the public link and share it with my team before our monthly meeting. And just before I actually close my laptop, I go through the inbox one more time because I want to make sure that I leave it as clean as possible for next week. So that's my week. And it took me a while to get here. There were a lot of Sundays scrambling and a lot of Mondays starting from zero. And what changed wasn't just having a system. It was finally feeling in control of the week instead of the other way around. And Metricool is a big part of that. If you want to try Metricool, the link is in the description. And if this was useful, you know what to do. See you in the next one, Metricooler.